49ers fans, how we doing? San Francisco 49ers fans, where you at? There you are. There. Hey, so I just learned this, and maybe you should comment below. Is it faith? Because the Niners at Levi's, they say faithful to the Bay. I've heard it by a lot of fans, like on Twitter, faithful to the Bear. Comment below. Is it faithful to the Bay or faithful to the Bear? As in like the, whatever is like the logo of the state of California flag, right? The logo, you know what I'm saying? Here are some news and notes. The 49ers have cut and then they re-signed fullback Kyle Juszczyk. I think that they saved about like a little over $500,000 in this. Look, I like it. I think that, here's what I'll tell you. I think that Kyle Juice, what he really does is he provides stability. Who does he provide stability for? The quarterback, Brock Purdy. Pretty important, right? And also, and I think that this is most importantly for the Niners, is for Kyle Shanahan. I think that because what happens is like Shanahan, and now it's going to be Kubiak, but I mean, we all know Kyle Shanahan pretty much runs this offense, right? The offense uses Kyle Juszczyk in motion to really identify a lot of things on opposing teams' defenses. So Juszczyk's ability, his versatility, and the fact that he actually has ability with those versatile traits, right? So this isn't like Charlie Warner going out for a passing route. He's not the best, right? It's like Kyle Juszczyk can do a lot of things and do a lot of things really well for the Niners, but actually more than his actual what he does statistically, I like how he is able to show defenses, right? And I like that a lot. So I think that Kyle Shanahan is going to need that this season to exploit defenses, right? Good, very good signing. I didn't love the fact that they let go of him, even though he's 31 years old. I don't really care. I would like to see Juszczyk on that 10-year. I think you get like a gold helmet. They call it if you're on the Niners for 10 years or longer, you get like a gold helmet. I would love to see Juszczyk on that team. The Niners signed quarterback Mac Jones. Now this is a really interesting one, right? Why? Because the Niners were interested for sure in Mac Jones, and I believe it was a 2021 draft. 2020. It was a few years ago. The Niners were very interested in. It was reported, and now I think that those reports can sort of be confirmed because it's like they eventually signed him. I'm reading more into Mac Jones than I think the layperson or even honestly like a football analyst would really need to. But look, Brock Purdy is not signed yet. He is not signed to a long-term contract. Mac Jones, the Niners once saw him as a prospect who could take over the reins. Now he has been signed, okay? So in negotiation, you call this a BATNA, or it could be perceived as a BATNA. So if you're the Niners negotiating with Brock Purdy, your BATNA is your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. I'm teaching y'all some business today, right? John Lang, business class negotiation, Southern Oregon University. This is where that's from, actually. So in negotiating with Brock Purdy, instead of negotiating an agreement or terminating that, right? The Niners say, look, okay, well, this is ongoing. That's fine. Hey, Brock, sit with the offer that we have. We're going to go sign a guy who, honestly, if you get hurt, could maybe more than capably replace you. So, look, I'm reading too far into this, but honestly, if I were the Niners, I am not that against having Brock Purdy play this season, play out his contract. And honestly, it's like if Brock gets injured and Mac Jones steps up, that's very possible. Then what do we do? What do we do? Right? So that's not going to happen. I mean, this is just projecting, right? This is me going a little bit off and projecting. But I find it so interesting that the Niners haven't signed Brock, and then they went out and signed Mac Jones. Mac Jones has a lot of potential in the Niners system. Here's downsides. Mac Jones' downsides are that I guess you could say he has limited arm strength. I don't think that would be a problem within Kyle Shanahan's system, within the Niners offensive system, honestly. The biggest downside I see to Mac Jones is the fact that when he was on the Patriots, it was said that he audibled a lot at the line of scrimmage. Kyle Shanahan wants his quarterbacks to do exactly what he says, precisely what he says to a T. Now, so he's not going to like those audibles. Now, here's the upside of Mac Jones. Under stress, pressure, and tension, Brock Purdy is going to run around all over everywhere and probably get rid of the ball. Brock Purdy, so long story short, his upside, Mac Jones' upside, is that he is more inclined to do, in my opinion, what Kyle Shanahan wants. Kyle Shanahan doesn't necessarily want a great quarterback. Kyle Shanahan wants a quarterback that will do precisely everything that Kyle Shanahan wants and says. So as the layperson, Niners fans are like, no, we love when Brock scrambles and stuff like that. Number one, Brock Purdy's scrambling, and when he tries to extend the play, that statistically does not have good results. Statistically, Brock Purdy checking down is more effective than Brock Purdy scrambling. But if we want to get into it, right, Mac Jones is not going to do that as much. Mac Jones will check down. And I say this again, and it is, other Niners content creators have said this, but it's like, Kyle Shanahan is that guy. He's a confident coach. He's a cocky man on offense, right? And to what I think, honestly, is I believe that Kyle Shanahan wants to as close to play the game as possible. And to do that, Kyle Shanahan needs a quarterback, not who's the best quarterback, who's the best at doing what Kyle Shanahan wants and exactly what Kyle Shanahan wants. That's what it's about. It's just what it's about with him. It's proven. So you really get it. If Brock doesn't sign and if Brock picks up a knock or an injury, I think that there will be some questions. And I think that Mac Jones, remember that I said this, I like Mac Jones, even though it's a limited upside, I like what he provides the Niners. I think that Mac Jones throws a very good football. So we got to remember that. One more time. I think Mac Jones throws a good football, and I think that an offense that can scheme these wide receivers open like a Kubiak Shanahan offense, is apt to really bring out those positive traits that Mac Jones already has. Do I want Brock Purdy signed? I wanted Brock Purdy signed a long time ago. Do I love Brock Purdy? I like him a lot. I don't love him. I love quarterbacks that get Lombardi trophies. I love quarterbacks that win Super Bowls. I love Steve Young. I love Joe Montana. Okay? I just can't love you if you don't bring... What's to love if you don't bring home that Lombardi? I'm so sorry, but that's what this is about. That's what this whole thing is about, is winning championships. Now, I move on. The Niners signed wide receiver Demarcus Robinson, 2 years, $9.5 million, I believe. I like this signing a lot. Demarcus Robinson has shown that he can stay healthy. One of the best abilities in football, especially as a wide receiver when you're trying to create rapport with a quarterback, is availability. Demarcus Robinson has that. Overall, and this is what I really wanted to get, because this is a shorter news and notes. Overall, it is too early to tell with the Niners. Anybody out there who's proving the Niners' demise, incorrect. Others out there saying that the Niners' moves are cool, calm, calculated, prudent, that work on every metrics, they are incorrect as well. The jury is out on this team. The Niners have cornerstone pieces, but they need to retool. The Niners, obviously, they're going to retool through the draft. That's the way that they've shown. All the bigger free agents are gone anyways. So they have to rebuild through the draft. They have 11 picks. They have to have an amazing draft. And I think that they can. Honestly, I think that they can have a really, really good draft. And I think that this retool / rebuild, I think that it becomes more and more feasible as you get linemen, offensive, defensive, and as you get angrier, I guess I would say, on defense. The defense needs some fangs, y'all. The defense was toothless, in my opinion, this season. And that's scary because it's like they got Bosa, they got Malik Mustafa, they got Fred Warner. I need more. The Niners, like, they weren't consistent with their ability to get stops. They're going to have to be consistent. Now, one thing on the draft, and this is, and I'm going to leave y'all with this. One thing on the draft. If Cam Ward, Sanders, and Dart all go. They're all quarterbacks. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, and Jackson Dart, all quarterbacks. If they all go within the top 5 to 7 draft picks, I would love to see the Niners trade up. I never talk about trading up. I am not a big fan of trading up. And also, if those 3 quarterbacks go in the first 5 to 7 picks, it's not that a great player is going to drop to the Niners. A good to great player might drop to the Niners. It's that the Niners are guaranteed to get a great cornerstone if they trade up. And I've identified 4, 3 of which I would trade up for if I were the Niners. And the 4th one is just a crush that I've had for like a long time. I talked about him a long time. Who are those 3 players? So remember this. If Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Dart, Jackson Dart all go in the top 5 to 7, I would love to see the Niners. And this means, yes, trading like a first-round pick this year, their second-round pick this year, and a first next year or second next year. I would do it for 3 players, borderline 4. Number 1 is Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter, like, he should be the number 1 player in this draft. He is a game-changing defender. Where does he play on the defense? He's a defensive lineman. That's where the Niners would play him. They played him at end, maybe a little bit of linebacker, probably end, right? He's a game changer on defense. I would trade up for Abdul Carter, and I wouldn't think twice about it. Mason Graham is another one. What? I know. Mason Graham is another player who I have identified, and he may drop to the Niners because he was like 25 pounds lighter than we thought he was going to be at the combine. I don't care. I actually like that more. I like it more that Mason Graham is 296 and not 320 right now. I think that he has plenty of room to add the weight, and I don't think it matters. He's strong enough. So it's like, okay, it doesn't matter. Like, the size doesn't matter because the strength is there. Abdul Carter is one. Mason Graham is another. Who's another? And this is going to be crazy. Travis Hunter, the Heisman, Mr. Heisman. If Travis Hunter is available, or excuse me, if we go for those quarterbacks, if those quarterbacks are gone, not if we go, if those quarterbacks are taken up in the first 5 to 7, trade up for Travis Hunter. The looks that Kyle Shanahan can give opposing defenses with Travis Hunter are game-breaking. And has the potential to be an amazing cornerback. Do the Niners desperately need a corner? They have Lenore and they have Renardo Green. They do not. It doesn't matter. He's that good. He's been I don't know how else to say this. Travis Hunter is one of the more dynamic college football prospects to come out in the last 5 to 10 years. If you can trade up and get him because he hasn't gone first, second, or third, you do it. Who's the 4th? I don't think that they should do this, but I would trade up for Tyler Warren. I love Tyler Warren. He is a tight end out of Penn State, but listen to this. Tyler Warren can also play running back, play wide receiver, damn near play offensive line. He is such a versatile player that I could see out of these top 10 picks, I can easily see Tyler Warren being a Hall of Famer. I said that with Brock Bowers last season. I was correct, right? Brock Bowers is that good. I'm saying that with Tyler Warren this season. However, Warren he's not Brock Bowers. he's just his own player. He's just so unique, man. You check him out. Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State. As I just fantasize about them, he has great skills, would be great in this Niners offense, but they don't need him. They've already signed Juszczyk. They got a backup tight end, and also they have Kittle. So that's why I only think that there are 3 players. Abdul Carter, Mason Graham, Travis Hunter. 3 names to keep an eye on for trading up. I don't think the Niners will do that. I think that they should, though. I like the trade up prospects of Graham, Hunter, or Carter better than the trade down prospects of, like, I like Walter Nolan, right? He's a defensive tackle out of Ole Miss. I like Stewart. He's a defensive lineman out of Texas A&M. I like those guys. But, like, that 11 pick, unless a top 10 player really, or top 5 player drops hard and isn't traded for, I would love to see the Niners get aggressive. They have 11 picks. Use that capital. Go up and get a player who you know is going to be a stud, because they need it. Who is one player, in the comments, who's one player in college that you would want to see on the Niners next season or in the draft? Comment below. And of course, hey, thanks for watching. And thank you to all those subscribers, all those people who comment, like, thank you so much. Of course, for your San Francisco 49ers content. Like, subscribe, follow. And I'll see you next time. Get ready for it. At C Train Station. Have a good one.